All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. As usual, I'm your host, Mark Pierce. How are you doing today? It is Tuesday, December 8th. We are chugging along here in December. Time is just flying by, isn't it? Or isn't it? So what's going on today? Today's anniversary is a huge record. I mean, this is a big record anniversary. Everyone knows this record. I'm excited to talk about it for a few minutes. On this date, December 8th, 1976, the Eagles released their fifth studio album, Hotel California. And wow, what a record that is, right? They were already a huge band. They were already cemented as just these giant stars, right? They were doing their kind of folk country rock kind of stuff. Their Greatest Hits Volume 1 was like the highest selling album of all time in the 20th century for the most part. And they decided to move in a different direction to show that they could also be rock stars. And they also sang about the trials and tribulations of being so famous. So this was a different style of songwriting for them when this came out. Everybody loved this record. The critics loved it. Of course, it went to number one. It won 2 Grammys. The title track won the Grammy for Record of the Year, and New Kid in Town won a Grammy for Best Vocal Arrangements for 2 or more vocals. How about that? It's one of the most selling records of all time, 32 million copies. I mean, this is a mammoth record. Who doesn't love this record? Now remember, I've told this story before. I didn't come on the scene for the Eagles until middle of high school, because as you remember, I've told this before, as a kid I was listening to American Top 40 growing up in New Hampshire, and then we got cable TV around 1982, and my musical taste just went completely that way, and that was all kind of new wave, basically. There was very little, there was some classic rock there, but I was not listening to classic rock radio. I went right from AT40 to MTV. So the only Eagles songs I had heard by the time I was 14 or so were whatever was on the radio. So I had some exposure to some of that earlier stuff, but I wasn't listening to them on purpose at all. And then when I moved to Connecticut, that's when we were cemented into classic rock radio, the Rock Block Weekend, WAQY, leading the pack and introducing me to all kinds of groups and songs. And certainly this album played huge in my life at that time, and I became a big fan. As the story goes, they were recording this record in a studio, I think it was in Florida, and Black Sabbath was recording in the studio next to them, the album Technical Ecstasy they were working on, and they were so loud that there were complaints back and forth as far as Sabbath is concerned. And when the Eagles went to record the last song, which is a very quiet song, they had to do several takes because it was just so loud next door. All right, so what are we talking about? Well, let's go through the tracks here for a moment. We'll talk about Hotel California first, obviously the lead-off track. What a great song. I'm never tired of this song. Lots of stories about this song, the meaning, people making inferences to what it means, and all these wacky stories out there. And what I did learn is that the Steely knives reference, got ourselves a Steely knife right here, this was not a reference to just really bending a knife or using a knife or whatever. Apparently it is a reference to Steely Dan. I'm guessing that's the case. I've read a few articles that says that that's the case. Apparently Steely Dan had done a shout out to them on one of their other songs earlier in the year, talking about playing the Eagles loud out the window. So they did them a solid. Instead of saying Steely Dan, they did Steely knives. So there's that. Also on this song, the warm smell of colitas. Anyone know what a colita is? It is a plant in the desert, maybe. Hard to say, but really it sounds like it's a reference to marijuana, as far as we can tell. And as far as that song is concerned, the cover of that is the Beverly Hills Hotel, right? That's the cover of the album, and I think the Beverly Hills Hotel was going to try to sue them at some point, but then realized that it got them a lot of attention, and it wasn't bad attention at all. Love this song. There's nothing not to like about this song. Second song is New Kid in Town. Awesome song. If you don't listen to that song very often, listen to it again because it's a good one. Life in the Fast Lane, true story about riding around with a drug dealer and just going 90 miles an hour and feeling like you're going to get caught. Obviously cemented in rock, classic rock playlist. That's a great song. Wasted Time, and then that was your for side A. Side B, Wasted Time, the reprise. Victim of Love, obviously, another huge hit. Pretty Maids All in a Row, they played that pretty regularly on all their tours, even their Hell Freezes Over tours. Try and Love Again, great song, and then The Last Resort, again, also a great song. This is an epic record. That's every single song on there you can listen to and enjoy it. If you haven't played this album recently, go ahead and do that. I know we all pick and choose our songs we want. We do greatest hits or whatever. Nobody listens to albums anymore. We try to make a habit of listening to albums nowadays. So this is one you should add to your list and go ahead and give it a shot and revisit that. So this is a great record. Now, it's not the first record that I remember being introduced to by the Eagles. On a side note, when I was talking about classic rock, I did get introduced in New Hampshire to the Eagles. Jesse Green, if you're out there, I know you're out there somewhere, he played for me the Long Run after school one day, and I got pretty excited about that album. But that was really my only introduction to the Eagles until I got to Connecticut. All right, so what's my song of the day? It's got to be Hotel California. How can it not, right? I mean, this is a great song. It's a good song for a Tuesday. Play this one today. I don't know if anyone's tired of it. Are you tired of it? I'm not tired of it. Enjoy it. Have a great day. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.